Huh?
Omega Knight and the Rune Giant, and you can essentially just steamroll people with your boosted counter pushes. So come along for the ride and I will show you how to cook your opponents with this boosted deck. Into our first match of the video. Not super proud about this one, but I wanted everyone to know how good of a deck this is. So we're going to be showing you how to overwhelm your opponents with this deck. I'm really excited to show you just how broken this deck is. I feel like, you know, I mentioned it in the intro, but the scale of how good this deck is proportionate to how easy it is to play is disgusting. Like, this deck is not difficult to use, but it is still so good. I think this is the most no-skill deck inside of Clash Royale. It's really boosted right now, so we're going to go like this, take care of the Skeleton King. Kind of looks like, I I want to say like Mortar or Mega Knight. I'm going to do this just to try and catch him off guard and maybe force out something. He doesn't have bats or anything cheap. Nice. So we were able to force out some elixir from him there. And yeah, I misplaced my bomber. Ice Wizard, Goblins. It kind of looks like it's a Mortar deck or a Mega Knight deck. Or both. I'm not sure. Mega Knight is so good in the meta right now. I feel like everything's kind of running Mega Knight, or at least a lot of things. Fortunately, I have my Evo Lumberjack in cycle. He just cycles his bats. I'm going to cycle my Mega Knight. We're both trying to get to our Evos. Next, bats that he have in cycle will be evolved ones. He just cycles a cannon card in the back. I think that's fine. I think I'm just going to let this go. Because I think he's, you know, going to defend this pretty well. Okay, now I'm no longer going to let it go. If he goes Evo bats, we have arrows, but he's not back to them yet. So we'll just go ahead and wait. I think this is going to take care of the cannon card as well, so that's fine. I didn't expect anything from that push. I really just wanted to cycle to my Evos. And actually, this is perfect, to be completely honest. All right, we're going to go Lumberjack here on the Mortar. And that's going to lock, and that's fine. We're going to go Bomber, because I know, yeah, I was going to say, I feel like he's going to go Gang, and that forces out the arrows, so that's fine. We survived the Mortar, not a problem. Lumberjack might get like one swing onto the tower, but not that big of a deal. I'm actually going to set up a Rune Giant in the back. I think now's a really good time. We have arrows in hand if he goes for minor Evo bats. That's like a really common pressure tactic that these types of decks like to do. So looks like he doesn't. He's just going to set up a defense, which I think is the proper play. I think pressuring there would have been a little bit of an overcommitment. Let's go Eye Dragon on this. We have our arrows ready. Great arrows value. Kind of hard for him not to give us arrows value in that situation, so I get it. We're going to continue to pressure, and I'm going to drop Rage onto all of this. Unfortunately, the Ice Wizard lives, so we'll see if he defends well, but I mean, it's just so hard to defend this, like, properly. Like, I don't know how to describe it, man. Like, the pressure that this deck can put on for such little effort is very, very easy. We also have a lot of things that we can drop in the middle. When he does finally get to his Mortar. You can see we're up a lot of elixir here. We're cycling all of this cards. He hasn't been able to really go in for anything. I'm going to go arrows onto this. That was actually really smart because now bats get a lot of value. But because bats get a lot of value, we're going to go in with the Lumberjack and have our Rage ready. So now at this point, if he goes for the bats, we're going to just drop a Rage on it. And if he doesn't, we're just gonna keep spamming. As you can see, the skill learning curve for this deck is not very high. Pre-arrows on whatever he plays. Yeah, we pretty much hit the bats. This is going to be GG's. I don't know what this guy could have done better. Maybe queue in with a different deck. I'm not entirely sure, but really easy first win there. We're going to see you in the next match. All right, next game here. And there are variants of this deck littered all throughout the top 100 and everywhere else. So you see lots of different variants, all like Rune Giant spam decks. Like I said, I think it's kind of like a new deck archetype, bridge spam, but you have to have Rune Giant in it because it synergizes so well. And oh my gosh, the Mega Knight. Can we talk about the Mega Knight, dude? It's such a good card, always. All right, he cycles a Lumberjack. These are effectively going to cancel out, so I'm just going to cycle my Bomber here just to clean it up. And when I see my opponent running the Evo Lumberjack, I'm a little stressed, but we'll see. I'm not too worried about it. At least we're both playing with the same card. Bomber's going to get one shot here. Nah, it does not. Okay, Lumberjack, Ice Golem. I don't really know. Or, not Ice Golem. Baby Dragon. We're going to go like this here, just kind of to cycle and just to support this. I want it to be awkward for him to activate his King Tower. If he decides to do so. Okay, it's either Graveyard. It is Graveyard, right? This is Graveyard. But the Lumberjack is weird in a Graveyard deck, so honestly, I'm not really sure. We're just going to set up a Kite here. Kites are one of the best ways, if not the best way, to defend the Evo Lumberjack, because you want it to, like, walk out of the Rage radius. So that Rune Giant there was really just for defensive purposes. I didn't want to use it offensively, but it was a really good way of kiting the troops, but also kiting the Evo Lumberjack. So I'm going to let this go. It's either Golem or Graveyard, like I said. I'm not 100% sure. We're just going to let this Ice Wizard go. We're gonna cycle our Evil Lumberjack in the back here. Just kind of let this thing cook. Honestly, pretty good timing with him going for the Baby Dragon, because I can kind of just ignore the Baby Dragon. So since he just cycled 4 Elixir that I can essentially just ignore. Ah, there's the Golem. See, the problem with that is the Evo Mega Knight and the Lumberjack do a great job, but we can also just shred this. It's not double Elixir. He doesn't have any great way to support this, so this is all just gonna get, like, completely shredded. So I guess, I don't know. That was a weird play. I'm going to rage everything up here and just probably shred that Golem and take his entire tower. So, tough, man. Tough. I don't want to, like, look at him and say, like, that was a... Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. This deck's so good. And the tower retargeted onto the Rune Giant, so we're going to get a nice easy 3 crown here. So, tough time to be a Golem player. Great time to be a Rune Giant spam player. We're going to see you in the next match. All right, into our next match here. Casually just speed running these matches. Like, I didn't expect the games to go by this quick, but it really just goes to state how good this deck is. In general, you kind of want to be reactive. You know, it's kind of a counter push deck. If you can get up 1 or 2 or 3 Elixir, you can do the most with this deck. He cycles his Lumberjack. I get it, wants to get to his Evo. I don't really expect too much from this, to be honest. I'm just going to cycle my card in the back as well, my Bomber. I'm going to let this go. Good to know that he has the Electro Dragon, because the Electro Dragon does very, very well against this deck.